What is up, YouTube? Today we are back with a RTA Headhunt tier list. Now, if you guys haven't been aware or you're under a rock, there is going to be a Headhunt coming out very soon with the updates in December. Now, if you're wondering, what units you should be picking in the Headhunt, then please watch this video. There will also be a .json file and .png in the description that's linked and in the pinned comment. The JSON file is going to include all of the notes that I've mentioned in these units. So I do highly recommend you download and go to the Cecilia bot and actually view all the notes yourself, because this is going to be very high level in terms of all the units and why I'm suggesting them where they are. If you guys do enjoy, please drop a like, comment for the algorithm, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get right into it. Okay, so starting off with the must-haves. Once again, this is RTA only, okay? Arunka obviously is one of the most warping units that ever exist. She will always be good no matter what when she has a way to taunt everyone on the team to force them to hit her. And she's very easy to build, so a must-have, no question. Right? Zio, if you're a cleave aggro player, this is a no-brainer, right? If you play standard, if you play turn 2, if you don't have speed, forget it, right? Pretend this doesn't exist here. Valiant, if you have 3F, obviously you would know this is an insane pick. If you do need solutions to free rinse Celine or any like soul abusing type of compositions as a newer player, then you can still use her with protection set on Aureus. You don't have to have 3F. It is not mandatory. It will still work, but if there are other units that you're considering, then feel free to think about it as well. Or you can leave a comment below and I can answer you as well. Now, going into the very good overall, this is mainly for like standard compositions, which means that if you're someone that doesn't have a lot of speed here, you're not a cleaver or aggro player, or more like just generalized standard, this is kind of the section that you want to pay attention to. Okay, Hua Young obviously is anti-cleave, right? It can extinct in a revive centric meta. Luna is going to be very good in all aspects of the game: Guild War, RTA, Arena. And when I say that she's a timeless unit, it just basically means that she will always be good, no matter the state of the game. Paltus is an amazing counterpick for resource units, things like Successor Teiyu, Afternoon Soak Flan, Sylvian Sage Vivian, that type of thing. If you are playing aggressive, she is also going to be mentioned in the very good for cleaver section, but it does require you to have a lot of speed gear. But as a standard player, 280, 290 will work wonders. Lionheart Surmia is a very good solution to the current meta right now with Satsuka and any dual attackers that are prevalent, like Afternoon Soak Flan. Very good solution also into like ML Tenebria if you're having struggles fighting against her. Spirit Eye Celine is once again another timeless option, right? Will always be good. Good in Guild War, good in Arena, good in RTA. Nimble Sword is too strong. And I did mention that it fits any playstyle as well. Standard, aggro, cleave, flex, F-res. You can have an F-res Celine. It just works in so many ways, right? And obviously, as you're watching this video, Hecate does technically counter her, right, with her passive, but she will still be okay, right? And the chances are, if that game doesn't have a Hecate, or you're able to kill the Hecate before you even get to do anything, then she's going to be very strong. Yuffie is going to be very good as a mitigation option versus high tempo drafts. If you're a champion, warlord, emperor player, you probably know by now having mitigation is very useful, right? It hard counters or soft counters to some degree the following comps, right? Amid, Lone Wolf Peyra, Freerin, Zio, anything that relies on combat readiness will be very good. Imperial Ilnav is going to be an amazing unit if you don't pre-ban Arceti. Obviously, if you need Penrest, for example, like versus Genesis Ross, very good. Amazing in Guild War. And I mentioned that it is timeless because you're always going to need mitigation. You're always going to need penetration resistance. You're always going to need, some type of Aureus present. You're going to need your protection set gear. You can use them in Guild War. You can use them in Arena. Very, very good unit. FCC, specifically under the penetration resistance warfare rule, this is the best form of mitigation because Illinois will no longer be as good because penetration resistance, if you don't know, is multiplicative, which basically means that it's not gonna like stack with Illinois' passive, right? And obviously FCC is very good as a counter to Minak, Festive Ida, Kayron, Urban Shadow Shoe, any type of fixed damage coming in, right? And obviously it fits with any playstyle. Ruel and Maid Chloe, you can see in the notes here, I won't read exactly what it says. Actually, I will read what it says. If your penis is small and you hate your fucking life, pick this. If you don't mind losing all your fucking aura, you can also pick this. But in all seriousness, it's a very good unit for Guild War with her new EE. Very good unit in the revive-centric meta that we're currently in. And just be mindful of the Hecate release with the extinction and stuff like that. But obviously, you could pick the two of them together. But As I do mention, revivers are always going to be prevalent in RTA. The RTA landscape, revivers are timeless, right? You're always going to need them to some degree. Some metas are going to be faster than others, but more or less, they always make a return as they have in this current meta, right? So be mindful when you're picking these, right? Consider all the other options before these. Now, the very good for cleaver section. If you're a cleaver, I guess pay attention, but it should be pretty self-explanatory. Conquer Lilius, you need speed. You also need all the bridges that work with Conquer Lilius. What does that mean? Right? You need to have like Requiem Morana, you need to have Flan, you need to have Celine. You just need to have a lot of DPS options that will synergize with Conquer Lilius. Otherwise, what's the point, right? Same goes for Briar, same goes for Sea Phantom, right? All these openers are going to require you to have speed and have all of the bridges and the cleave understanding and knowledge to actually make them a valuable pick in your headhunt. If you are inexperienced as a cleaver and you have no fucking idea what you're doing and you don't know about speed tuning, forget it, man. Just pick something from up here and just fucking FF, okay? Lionheart Sermia, we've kind of covered, but if you need to pick it into Satsuka, it's good. Celine, timeless unit, as I mentioned. Successor Teiyu, if you do not have Zeo, don't pick it. If you have Zeo, pick it. Dragon King Sharoon works very well as a bridge for Renak. Obviously, it's, you know, it only really synergizes super well with Renak, but if you need it as an option, or there's like a soft counter to like DDR or the new Sigrid, stuff like that, then it can work. But it varies situation. If you have all the bridges already, then you're just missing her, then obviously it could be a decent option. Commander Pavel, it does require you to have free rend because you get the increase in resource gain, or crit Zeo, or fast crit next, so that you can gear your Ran, your Briar, have 100% crit chance, so that you can actually activate him properly, right? But obviously he's very good in Guild War as well if you have Veronica Zeo, which you should, so be mindful of that. Wanderer Ludwig, come on, bro. Do I really need to explain this? No. Requiem Ruana, same. Araminta, same. Sylvian Sage, specifically only if you're a mid cleaver. If you're an A mid cleaver, it's very good. Potentially, if you have Conquer Lilius on 3, can be good as well. Okay. Now, the good options, I put these in here because these are like not that great. If you have already all of these ML5s, then you can pick from this category basically. Solitary, obviously, just hard counter to Soak Flan. A Ravi needs ML Yulha. Shu is decent if you need injury versus a heavy bruiser comp. Payware for, you know, aggro, but this just, yeah, pretty much self-explanatory, right? I will be covering the niche and not available section here, but I will mention the duplicate builds. Solitaria is for tank Carcetti open matches with immunity. Hua if you have one on counter, make one on Destro. Luna, slow Luna, also very good in Guild War. Valiant, if you have one on 3F, one on Aureus, then it makes sense. Zeo, if you have one on full damage, you can have one on effectiveness. They will work. Arunka, one can be on tank, one can be on RPG, as in counter rocket punch. Euphine, one can be on Elbrus. If you don't have a plus 30 Elbrus, forget it. This is not really worth it, and she's not that good as a DPS anymore, so just be mindful of that. Empyrean Ilnav, one can be on Aureus, one can be on Rise of the Monarch for Destro. Both are very good. Requiem Roana kind of makes sense, right? High effectiveness versus Torrent. Depends on what you need. DDR, there are 4 DDR options as per the rank 1 RTA player. So, yeah, just read this if you want to. 8 Taiwan, Prot set, Speed set with Bastion and Pelucia. If you are a Sea Phantom Politics player, 8 Taiwan can be a good option if you're missing it. Strays also is only applicable if you are in a mid cleaver, right? A mid cleavers, you can have a 190 speed with triple torrent, or you can have a 270 speed Tachi Strays as well. And last but not least, Harcetti will be on effectiveness or Destro or injury, depending on what you need. But it's very, this is just all whale territory, so just be mindful of that, right? And so once again, I do want to reiterate, if you want to read everything here that I've left in the notes, the JSON file will be in the description and in the pinned comment. But let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions, if you're contemplating between, you know, these 3 or these 4 or these 5 units. Feel free to DM me on Discord, leave a comment on the YouTube. I'll be paying close attention to this video. But all I ask is if you enjoyed or if this helps you, drop a like, comment for the algorithm, subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye!